Today we're learning how to write a comparison essay. We'll start with what a comparison essay is and why teachers assign it. Then I'll show you how to choose two good subjects and why some topics work better than others. Then we'll look at how to tell the difference between essay types, comparison, opinion, cause and effect, with examples like online learning versus classroom learning, or city life versus country life. Finally, I'll give you some tips on how to brainstorm and plan, plus how to avoid the most common mistakes that students can make, such as mixing up essay types. So let's talk about what a comparison essay is. You want to keep in mind that a comparison essay is when you are focused on a certain type of writing assignment in school whereby you are comparing two subjects and discussing how they are alike and how they are different. So sometimes you're talking about and you're discussing in your essay the kind of essays where you discuss the similarities only, or you may discuss the differences only in the essay throughout the essay, or you are discussing the similarities and differences within the same type of essay. So for our focus of discussion, for how we are discussing comparison essays, we are going to focus the similarities only type or the differences only type of comparison essay. So just remember that when you're studying and understanding how to do the structure of an essay, that realistically you are focused on understanding how to complete a certain type of structure of an essay outline. And your teachers might give you a different types of structure, and you just need to plug in those sections the way they have asked you to for their particular essay type that they want you to complete, certain structure that they want you to complete. So coming up, I'm going to show you how to pick strong comparison topics and quickly spot different essay types. So when you are going to write an essay, a comparison essay, for example, for your teacher, they will often ask you to come up with two subjects to compare. However, sometimes they'll give you the topics to choose from, but we want you to be strong in knowing how to identify the different subjects that you can compare. So to keep in mind, to write a strong comparison essay, you want to choose two subjects that connect in some way, but also give you enough to discuss. So sometimes the topics look very different at first, but the essay shows surprising similarities. So you want to make sure you're choosing two subjects to compare that have enough similarities, enough differences as well, so that it makes it two solid subjects to compare. Other times they seem almost the same, but the essay points out hidden differences. So that would be a very strong comparison essay if you are actually focused on hidden differences or hidden similarities that people don't often think about. That would make it a very interesting comparison essay with two subjects that are interesting to compare. Either way, comparison essays help readers see topics in a new light. So helping them really test the similarities and differences between the two topics, the two subjects in the comparison essay, so that they are getting a very clear description of these characteristics. Some examples of some good topics that you could use as a student would be playing a sport on a school team versus playing for fun with friends, because there are enough similarities and differences to discuss that, enough in common. Also, reading a printed book versus listening to an audiobook, and also public high school versus private high school. There are enough similarities and differences to compare those two subjects. And then there's also riding a bike to school versus taking the bus. So if you want to practice a comparison essay after this lesson, you can choose one of these topics to practice. Now that you have a clearer idea of what a comparison essay is, let's move on to how to choose the right topic. The first step is to carefully read the question or prompt for the essay and make sure you're very clear as to what type of essay you are going to write. So sometimes at school, like in an in-class essay examination, you may not actually know what type of essay it is that you're being asked to write because they're not actually stating that, but you have to be able to identify what type of essay it is based upon the prompt or question you are given. Next, you want to brainstorm everything and anything you know about the topic that you have chosen for your essay. And you want to make sure you brainstorm before you plan out your essay, because you get all your thoughts, all your knowledge, all your ideas out into a framework so that you can really have information to work with. We'll be walking through how to brainstorm and outline an essay step by step in the next session. Sometimes your teachers will give you the topics to choose from. However, sometimes you have to be able to choose topics on your own. Don't worry, I'm going to help you with learning how to choose the right topics for your essay now. So let's get started. So for choosing appropriate comparison topics, we're going to look here at this list of essay topics, and you'll need to figure out which ones are comparison essays. So we're going to look at these together. We're going to work on this practice together, and I'll help you understand what kind of essay these topics are. So for the first one here, we can see online learning and classroom learning. So if online learning and classroom learning have enough in common, enough similarities and enough differences, we can identify this as a comparison essay topic, a suitable one. Next, we have, should school uniforms be required? Now, this type of a question like should it or should it not is more of an opinion. So we can identify that by the way that it is formed. It's a question whereby you would give an opinion as a response. So that would be an opinion-based or an argument-based essay. Next, we have the effects of too much screen time on teenagers. So any topic that mentions effects or causes or other ideas of other synonyms to help you identify if it's an effects-focused essay, for example, would be consequences, outcomes, results. That would be effects-focused type of essay. Then we have how to bake chocolate chip cookies. So that's a process. It's identifying the way in which to process. So that would be not a comparison essay type. But this one, city life and country life, they have enough similarities and differences, these two subjects. So we would identify this as a suitable comparison essay. And then we have why recycling should be mandatory in schools. So this one here is more like why it should. So it's basically an opinion or an argument-based essay. And of course, that is something else to discuss. So we're going to focus on comparison essays so we understand that online learning and classroom learning have enough in common, both subjects, to be considered a suitable comparison essay. And city life and country life, both of these subjects have enough similarities, enough differences to be able to identify, therefore making it a suitable comparison essay topic. Still ahead, I'll show you how keywords can identify your essay type and make planning easier for you. So let's talk about understanding certain essay types. So for a comparison essay, you're looking at similarities, differences, or both. But either way, for a comparison essay, you need to make sure there are enough similarities and differences to be able to compare, even if in the essay type you're focused on similarities only or differences only. An opinion essay would ask you to take a side and defend it. So to have enough information to ensure that you're defending your argument or your opinion essay or your argument essay. And a cause and effect essay, this shows why something happens or what results it creates. So words like effects, results, consequences, and clues that will help you identify an effect-focused, result-based essay. There's also the cause type essay, which we can talk about in the future. But moving on to the process essay, this explains how to do something. So a process of something. The word how is usually a signal. So like how do you or how to be a process type essay. So it's important to know the essay type that you are being asked to write from your teachers so that you can use the right structure and include the right kind of information and the right kind of development, right type of essay and right type of information for your teacher to be satisfied with your result. So for practice and next steps, now you know how to tell different essay types apart. For practice, try writing on one of these topics like online learning versus classroom learning or city life versus country life if you want to practice the structure of a comparison essay, writing out your ideas. I suggest that you choose one of these topic types and that you start brainstorming all your ideas about the essay. Next, I'll show you how to turn what you've done and what you've completed for the brainstorming into a plan for your own comparison essay. Knowing the essay type that you're writing makes writing easier, whether the teacher tells you directly what type of essay it is or not. This is especially important in tests like in-class essay examinations, when you don't have time to ask or when you're not able to ask the teacher. Now that you understand comparison essays and how to choose strong topics, you're ready to move on. In the next video, we'll focus on brainstorming, planning, and outlining your essay step by step. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more essay writing tips. Watch the next video for more lessons, and I'll see you there.